Good morning, everyone. My name is Monica, and I will be for today's session. With me today, I have on my right, Sipho John, youth activist, president of the Young Democrats, Janine Butcher, our political leader, Ralph Thorne, and Quincy Jones, the second vice president of the party and candidate for Christ Church in Central. Now I'm going to hand over to Janine as she starts with the Good morning, Barbadians. Welcome to the Young Democrats press conference for our Youth Ignite Week. First, we'd like to say that the Young Democrats stand in solidarity with all persons who rely on public transportation. We celebrate and uphold the positive aspects of public transportation, and our recent advertisement reflects that in a joyful and meaningful way. As a political campaign statement, the ad acknowledges that democracy and the quest to attain a majority of seats in parliament must focus on embracing and uplifting the majority of the population, many of whom have been marginalized by the policies of the BLP government. We think of our many fisher folk who still have not received compensation after Hurricane Beryl devastated the fishing industry last year. We think of our many taxi drivers who will now be set back by the government's invitation to the Uber in Barbados, which threatens to undercut the business of local operators who have to go through. We think of our many young people who cannot find employment in the construction sector because the government has encouraged foreign labor into Barbados, displacing young Barbadians. I know some persons may ask this morning why the Young Democrats decided to release a video featuring a van, especially given everything that's currently going on with the current van culture. But for us, the van representing more than just transportation. It symbolized a movement of unity and connection. The van has always been a part of our communities, from taking children to school to bringing people together for events and causes. We wanted to reclaim that image in a positive way and show that our generation can turn something often viewed in a negative way into positivity. It's also important for us to know our video will be recorded since September, long before the current unfortunate incident involving students who did not and could not anticipate that the accident would have happened. However, our sympathy goes out to all who were affected, to the parents, to teachers, and to the school. We also hope that any PSV drivers who may consider such actions will think twice before doing that again. At the same time, we want to give kudos to those drivers and conductors and to those who contribute positively to our communities on a daily. The message remains simple. We are not just passengers, we're driving the movement forward for the Democratic Labour Party. We think of our many young Barbadians who are performing labor for the government and who are not covered by the national insurance. Please also bear that in mind. We think of our many young people who continue to face violence and poor conditions in our schools while the government does nothing about it. The advertisement sends a clear message to the BLP government that the Young Democrats intend to lead a movement of thousands of young people determined to ensure that the Democratic Labour Party secures a majority of seats in Parliament, and that's why we continue to say this morning, it is seats and movement. I would also like to invite you to our Youth Ignite weekend. It comes off from the 7th to the 9th. But before we get to that, we do have a church service tomorrow at the Restoration Ministries. And I'll now allow our moderators to continue.
Thank you very much, Janine. I'm going to hand over to Quincy Jones. He's going to speak in more detail about the church service and the take charge weekend. So seats are moving as we go on to Quincy Jones.
Blessed good morning to Barbadians, and especially good morning to all young people. And this is going to be an exciting week as seats are moving and hearing it all over the place. Young people all across Barbados, the seats are moving. And this weekend, started with the church service, which is going to be held at Restoration Ministries at 8:30 a.m. And then go straight into the weekend next week, which is going to be a big youth weekend. The Friday is going to be definitely Tech Charge, a big youth line here at Salve on the beach. And we hope that here you can see all the young people not only interacting and talking a little bit about politics, but definitely getting to know each other and having that cordial relationship and having that good excitement community vibes. So definitely keep it moving, and we are going to continue on that and continue the pathway. I'm going to let Zico talk about the different weekend, the Saturday and the Sunday, and I just give it to the tech chart. I like the vibes.
So keeping with the team, we're going to be able to do more, and he's going to speak about his participation in this weekend.
Yes, good morning. Welcome all. Yes, we're here to talk about our standing on business. This is the National Youth Rally 2025, Saturday, November 8th, here at Savvy on the Bay, Bridgetown. Our vision is to awaken a generation of purpose-driven youth, all right? Take the future part in shaping Barbados now and then. So at this youth rally, you will see a lot of young people coming, sharing their ideas, speaking to, some of the issues and some of the solutions as well. We don't just want to talk about the issues going on, but also the solutions on how we can shape Barbados and make Barbados a better place. So with this, as I say, we have 9 speakers. We have some coming as well from Dominica and Kenya as well coming in. So we have some great young minds coming at work today. And I'm looking forward to it. I'll be happy to see this youth rally, to hear these young people speak with their passion, their boldness, their courage, and helping shape Barbados in the way that we would like to see it go, and really being the leaders of tomorrow and today.
Thank you very much, Siko. With the Youth Ignite routine and Seats Are Moving with the Democrat, Little Party, and the Young Democrats, we have many things in store, and with that, a youth forum is one of the things that we're going to be doing on Sunday here at Savvy on the Bay. That is going to be the 9th of November at 1 p.m. We're asking persons to come out, engage, and if you have a young person, you have young children, you have sisters, bring them, because we want to engage with people our own ages, the younger generation, so we know how to better plan for them in the future. As we always say, we cannot create a better future for them before including them. And with that, I'm going to hand back over to the president of the Young Democrats, Ms. Janine Butcher, and she continues the discussion.
Yes, please. So to continue from the youth standing on business, our national youth rally, which will take place on November 8th at 5 p.m. right here at Savvy on the Bay. That's where we're actually having this press conference this morning. We're going to have 2 international speakers. So one is going to be Shalikia Vidal. She's a 24-year-old senator, opposition senator from Dominica. And she is very powerful, and we encourage you to come out to see her. We also have Valentine Gitti. She is from Kenya. She's doing a national youth movement over there in Kenya with the Gen Zs over there, and it's causing a lot of stir. So we encourage you to come out and to see them, and also the rest of the Young Democrats. We're also going to have Zico John there speaking. He's not a Young Democrat, but he's a youth activist, and being that it's a national youth rally, we see how that can incorporate everyone, whether you're a Young Democrat or not. We are the voice of the youth in Barbados. In regards to the National Youth Forum, however, there we will continue our conversation about the PFP drivers, the transportation system, and how the van culture in Barbados is currently going. We encourage everyone to come out, and we thank you for joining us this morning.
Okay, so I will now extend questions to the media. You can just indicate, and then we will go back. Any questions?
Right, so I would say, like, looking at this, the fresh young faces of the Young Democrats, what is the message you want to send to the people? Like, how are you coming in what's your approach to grab new ears to the vision of the party?
Yes, so we're certainly here starting. We have always been grabbing personally to say that this movement did not just start yesterday. There have been many different presidents of the Democratic Labour Party, and we have been moving along swiftly from time before. It didn't start yesterday, as I was saying earlier. and we are continuing that movement. So that's why we're going on into the starting with the church service tomorrow, and then starting with the youth in like weekend next week, which all Barbadian youth are invited to. In that weekend, as you see, we started from the tech charge, which is a little fun, and then we're going on to the serious business of the National Youth Rally. And the forum then gives also Barbadians to come and talk about the PSV culture. It's going to be a series. That's only be part one. We're going to be continuing that throughout Barbados as we move towards the questions. Can you introduce it?
Commissioner for the community oversight with young
We can't speak on behalf of the party. Yes, yes, I'm gonna. This is Shaquani Hurts, our president of the Young Democrats. Right. We can't speak on behalf of the party. Well, other young people being going to jail, getting involved in crime, and then based off of that, we will then go in and create solutions based on the information that we collectively. He didn't want to speak, he's going to leave it to you. But with the question so burning and so many young people being impacted, I think it is a very good opportunity to give our politically the opportunity to say something.
Thank you, Shafani. And I came to watch and to have a symbolic presence. But thanks for the question, Ms. Rockhill. What these statistics reveal is that many of the social crises that afflict Barbados really are afflicting young people. Young people are the ones in crisis in terms of crime and violence, lack of access to a good education or education that's relevant, lack of access to employment. So we talk about Barbados and the well-being of Barbados, and we hear about reports from the Central Bank, and we hear about government reports saying how good things are in Barbados. And when you focus on young people, that is where the crisis exists, because it seems that in this country, young people are living so different from adults. And I want to say to you how happy I am to see these young people here this morning, acknowledging that there is a society of young people, that those young people have a different kind of life, a life that is one of crisis. As I said, education, employment, a sense of hopelessness. And I'm so happy that the Young Democrats are taking the lead. I want to say to you as well that how happy we are that they have already got the party going. They are giving us a momentum, seats and moving towards the government. And if we are to win a government, or if we are to win an election, it is the young people that will win the government, because we're only here to play a part, being an older generation. But this is for them. This is for them. This is for the young people of Barbados. And the crises, the most, the worst crises in Barbados exist among young people. And we are so happy to see young people coming out and facing that crisis and saying, look, we want a resolution to this crisis.
Thank you very much, Mr. Perry. Any additional questions?
Yeah, so I know, I guess just to add on my previous questions, were asking how you're looking to reach out to the youth. I know there's like matters you would have discussed that you're addressing, such as the transportation and crime. But are there any other issues that you think are still dear to what the youth are going through, the country on the whole, but are not really being addressed that you'd like to touch on more?
Most certainly.
I will answer that. Being in the constituency of Christchurch Central, in the areas of from Wharton to Vauxhall, the Sergeants, to Kingston, and different areas, and then also canvassing with other candidates. There are three main issues young people want Barbados to deal with: cost of living, housing, and jobs.
Yes.
And I think that even at the youth rally, I'm going to spend a little time on housing because it is a serious situation in terms of rental. Our young Barbadians want to still own piece of the rock. And the whole aspect of rent to own and that the Democratic Labour Party did back then is still very relevant now. And how can we improve that situation in terms of housing, in terms of jobs? We are hearing different ministers of government speaks about you could go overseas and
I get a job.
get a job, but we need to take care of our home first.
Correct.
And we need to make sure that before we go overseas, that it's called the last resort.
Yes.
That we should be making sure that our resources, that we spend all our money in terms of education, in terms of from primary straight to tertiary, that young people should have that opportunity to stay here and given that opportunity to work and make money and stuff like that. And then finally, cost of living, which is affecting everybody. And it really affecting young persons too because some want to buy a car, a little XZ, a little 100 car, a little 4,000, and even that is now becoming stressful. So we recognize that there are a lot of issues that young people are facing. But I found that within my constituency, housing, cost of living, and jobs are really the reality. They do not even see crime as the issue. They think crime is because of a certain ripple effect of certain things. If you get the cost of living good and you get the jobs good, I guarantee you, and the housing, I guarantee you the crime will go down.
Yes.
But because crime is so focused on, you cannot owe a man $5. You cannot owe a man $10 because everything tight. And hence, we can move the proper seats on this next weekend. We can make sure the seats are moving, not today, not next weekend, but for the next couple of months as we get ready for the elections.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah,
There is a voter apathy period in the country, but especially among young people. 18 and over, they are fed up. They see a lot of things as fake. They think the whole thing is not real. People aren't genuine, and what I hear from them is that they don't want to vote. They don't want to be part of this. What will the young Democrats do in terms of getting the young people involved in the voting process or believing in it again?
You know what's happening? Go ahead. All right. I think to get the voters in twos, young people need to make sure that they are voting for the right things. Young people no longer are going to go to the box just like that. They're educated. And we push the education in every classroom. I make sure every household has a UE graduate. So now they're very educated. They really want to hear the true issues and how you can solve these solutions. And because of that, we have to excite them. And because of this forum and because of this entire weekend of this whole Seats Are Moving and our whole Unite, it is part of the engine room to get things started. And we have to make sure that when we come together that weekend and get the forum and all the ideas and stuff, it helps us generate some ideas to help plan. We can't get them to the, I always say that my grandmother always say, you can make them, you can bring people for the water, but you can't make them drink it. But you have to make sure that they see the water and give them all the opportunities. And once we give young people the opportunities to voice, to create their solutions, to air their views, and to come together and we can package it for them, then it's up to them on that day to go and vote.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Janine, would you like to say something?
Yes, so I would also like to answer the question which was posted from Marcia Weeks. Yeah, so the fact in regards to even our video that you see the Seats and Moving video, I hope that everyone not only saw the ad but they also listened to the lyrics of the song. We are mobilizing young people to come on board with the Young Democrats and with the Democratic Labour Party by extension, to show them that it's not only an older generation, as you may say, or it's not only about the tricks, but that we are very serious about the movement of our party, or very serious about the movement of democracy. Because it's not good to only have, a one-party state. When the Democratic Labour Party returns, we will also show you what the what we are doing for the youth. And that will come out even prior to that. As the political leader and the Democratic Labour Party will be bringing to you a youth manifesto. So you can look out for that as well.
Excellent.
Yes.
On fine. For me, not the board. I need someone that part of not or pass the board stage and be voices beyond the board stage, even if you don't elect it. Or pass that one stage and make noise for the simple people like me that voice can't be heard in parliament, stuff like that. We will not have no for the past couple of years. Oh, look at it. Of course, again, we just rich and poor. Middle class, disappearing from what I'm saying. Don't know how you view things.
We agree.
My view, the class is disappearing.
Yeah.
And middle class is one of the wonderful things. And when people come to me, they come to me, we have a possibility view. When they grow up, and they say, but they want a house. And this can be affordable job they have. When they sit down, that's so much. I'm not able to give it. I'm not capable of getting it. You know what? Somebody else will get the house. Again, of course, they're not looking for the formality. They're not working for $350 a week or $250 a week. Two things happen. Like see you and you talk and you saw that you start to go to what you want to be, I will give them. But I want someone I'm willing, even if they don't get there, then stand up and say, listen, this is what the poor people in this country need to succeed about. And he struggles for it. Don't matter me if it's deep or deep. I need to see that person willing to stand up for the poor people in this country. Because right now, when they don't agree with me, I'm sure that and everything that I do is right. At the end of the day, whatever they speak is listening to people listening to. That's the problem. Understand? And we have people here that they will do a trend because you popular and you popular because you say they're gonna follow that. Then I got a small majority like me, and they say, listen, that's bullshit. I can see the difference in it, I can see the faults. And when they talk about education in this country, you don't teach them about investing in this country. And you can check yourself. Investment, this teacher doing, they get you start in primary school. So when children, when I talk about invest, they're already on part of the age where they don't have to know about, they don't learn about investment. That church, somebody or ever don't learn about investment. Where you should be learning about investment in primary schools. That when you leave primary school, go to secondary school, already have an understandable investment. Where you can better cherish this nation and build this nation better. Because we as people that carry this nation forward. For me, we got good people that have understanding, theory, maths, which will be lawyers, whatever, doctors, whatever, and they have an understanding of how to what country. We make this country work. You know what? People come to this country, Canada, England, whatever. We want doctors or we want nurses for this country. So we can benefit this country, and we can set up a couple of people that can send back money to help us here. That's how we look at it. And many don't see that happening, and we don't see for people getting help. I really need the help. Not the ones that support them getting help. That should be like need the help. But we got a lot of people because they're affiliated to certain groups. They get help, and certain people get help, and not the actual people that need the help. That's something we need adjusting. Of course, the board don't care who in power. Of course, the board need to be adjusted in this case.
Thank you very much for your contribution. It was excellent, and I want people to know that this was not planned. He came in, he saw us doing the press conference, and he had something to say, and we're taking that information and we're going to develop it because he made a lot of excellent points. Do we have any additional questions? If not, I'm going to turn over to the president of the Young Democrat, Janine Butcher, and let her close it.
In regards to the gentleman, we do want to thank you for your intervention. I just wanted to add that we are already making strides to the concerns that you do have. And our political leader and the opposition leader is currently defending you already in parliament currently. And when he is elected to be the prime minister of this, be able to make the adjustments that you would have been concerned about. So we do want to thank everyone for joining us this morning. From the entire panelists here, the Young Democrats, we do encourage you once again to come out to our Youth Ignite weekend from the 7th to the 9th at Sabi on the Bay. Have a great evening, and we do look forward to seeing you.